Good afternoon and welcome to Titan Talk. Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. One, I want to start this off by saying I'm sorry I'm late. I know Brian has already started yelling at me, so thank you, Brian. I had to qualify so I could start being out in the field with you guys a little bit more. So that's my bad. I apologize. Today I have no Major McFarland, but I have his semi-replacement, I guess I could go with at this point, as many times as you've been on the podcast. I have
part-time
Mr. Lieutenant Roberts. Yeah, my part-time associate for this. There you go.
Part-time.
So thank you for joining me.
Happy to be here.
Advantages, I actually gave you much more notice today. I told you this morning.
Hour.
Yeah, no, I told you this like way this morning.
You said it might be me this morning.
And then like 20 minutes later, I turned around and said, called it.
Yeah.
So, But today, guys, we just wanted to say thank you. We hit 5K recently, and it's thanks to you guys out there. So thank you so much for everything. We wouldn't be able to continue doing this without you guys. I know I say that on every podcast, but we really mean it. It means a lot to us, especially to Brian, because he likes to hound on me about this thing, and I like doing it. And I think Roberts is okay with it because he doesn't fight me much anymore.
Nope.
So,
how often do you yank Potter for this?
We've had Potter on probably I think once. I need to get him back here, but he does. He's got appointments and stuff on Friday that he does for Titan.
Excuses.
Brian, you're being called out. You got to join us now. So today we actually wanted the first thing I want to go over, guys, and then we'll go over how this what were some good news. There's some I'd say good news. I like it. I think it's fun. And then we'll kind of just get to it. But today, since it's just a thank you to you guys for getting us to 5K and being with us this entire time and suffering me and Major McFarland and Lieutenant Roberts and everybody that we have on here, to say thank you, we wanted to do a Coop Cup giveaway. Brian said, I got to say that 5 times fast. It's not going to happen.
Coop Cup giveaway.
And for those of you who have not seen one, this is the Coop Cup. There we go. It's legitimately got my face on it. And I told Brian it was a bad idea, but he wanted to do it anyway. But it's just a water bottle, a pretty good one actually. I actually use mine at home more often than I do here.
You look so young.
I know. That's what I told him. I was like, dude, you did good by me.
Where's the gray? Oh, I see.
It's in there.
Yeah,
it's in there. But we're going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to give 5 away for 5K. We're going to be giving 3 away live today from random comments. Mr. Potter is going to pick if he's not too mad at me. And then we're going to be doing 2. Once the video posts, we'll be doing 2 random comments. So keep that in mind as you guys are watching. Throw some comments in there. We're just going to be BSing around a little bit today. It's kind of a more relaxed Friday. We had the 4th yesterday, which I hope everybody enjoyed their 4th. Mine wasn't too bad. Had a lot of fireworks in my neighborhood.
I burned the steaks.
So, yeah, how did everybody enjoy their 4th? Let's kind of have that. Roberts, let's start with you. What did you do? Did you do anything fun or?
I spent my 4th in the office alone. I was legitimately the only person on the entire, I guess, our wing of the floor. It was relatively peaceful.
Not at first.
No, yeah, until noon.
Yeah.
Till noon, I had one other person. 3 other people. And then after noon, it was just me solo. I went home, got the grill going, had to turn it back off because I realized I hadn't cleaned it. And then I put the steaks on. And Steaks. Yeah,
ooh.
Yeah, put a bunch of steaks on there. Some seasoning that I've got. It's really nice. And then as soon as I get to the point where I need to flip it because it's just about done searing, I get a call. It's like, okay, great. And I have to deal with this problem now. Completely forgot about the steaks. I burned the steaks.
No.
Yeah.
How bad?
4 steaks. The fat was charred. It was edible, but it was.
I think I just recooked them.
It was.
You got a dog?
No.
I was gonna say I just given them the dog and recooked them.
It was well done.
Oh.
Yeah, I was.
How do you eat your steak?
Medium rare.
Medium rare.
Yeah.
For those of you watching, let me know how you guys eat your steaks because that's actually kind of interesting. Everybody always has their difference. You do medium rare. I do absolutely as rare as a one. If I go to a restaurant, as rare as they'll let me have it. It's usually 2 to 3 minutes, 2 minutes on each side, just enough to heat it up, kill the bacteria, and then plop it on my plate. If it's at home, it's almost the same. I think I shorten it just a little bit less than that, but it's just enough to get a little char on the outside, kill the bacteria, and then put it on my plate. Give it to me as rare as you can.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it was medium well. So I was really disappointed. I was quite sad about it. because I enjoy a good steak. So I
See, at least if you char a hot dog, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Like when you char a hot dog, it still tastes like a hot dog. It's still got some. It adds a little bit of flavor to it, a little bit of crisp. It's not as detrimental to me if you char a hot dog versus charring a steak. Now,
Yep.
here's the question: what kind of steak was it? Because that'll play a huge role for me.
New York strip. I know. Trust me, I know. I know.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's painful.
I've got plenty, though. I have a surplus of steaks at the moment because Lieutenant Beatty decided to buy half a cow and then wanted me to buy, I guess, a quarter a cow. I said, yeah, sure, just give me the price. And then it was either 400 or 800 up until like the day of. And he said, yeah, it's 800. And I went, okay.
For the quarter?
For the quarter.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I have an entire deep freezer full of ground beef, and then about a quarter of a deep freezer full of steak. So
That's not bad.
I wasn't too upset that I burnt them. I was upset that I burnt them, but I've got plenty.
See, I get that way. I got a buddy that goes hunting, and it's him and like 7 friends. Now it's huge, massive property they go to, but they get in New Mexico they can get 2 tags per person, and
Yeah.
they'll both come back with 2. And so years ago, before I moved here, he used to be like, "Hey, do you want a deer? Do you want half a deer? What do you want?" And I'm like, dude, just give me half." And the next thing I know, he'd be like a week later, he'd come back and be like, "Well, here's 3/4 of it," and he'd just bring it in, and he has his own little deep, like he froze it all, cleaned it, got it a whole 9 yards, and then he'd bring it to me already frozen. He'd be like, "Here you go," and it just, I'm like, "Dude, I don't have the room for all this." And he goes, "Figure it out."
Yep.
It's like, okay, fantastic.
When
And that would be my supply for like 6 months.
I wasn't sure how much steak it was really going to be, or how much meat it was really going to be. So I made some room in our freezer, and then he rolled up to my house, and his trunk was full to the brim of ground beef and steak. And I'm sitting there just going, I don't have enough room. So I spent the next like 30 minutes just cleaning out the deep freezer, rearranging everything, and then just tossing it all
Trying
in
to get
there.
it to fit.
Yeah. Just, it
Tetris
barely
in real
closed.
life.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't regret
Well, if you
it,
want to
though.
get rid of a few of those, you just let me know. You're more than welcome to bring me a few.
Deal. I got you. Got some soup bones in there, and
You can keep those. I don't make soup.
oh,
I'll tell you what, though. I have it's the same friend. He'll make what is it called? It's not broth. Man, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it's rendering all of that, the bone marrow and all of that. He renders all of that into like a solid. I can't remember what it's called. He
I
adds
know what you're
gelatin
talking
to it
about.
and stuff like that.
yeah.
He renders it, and he uses that as like a base for everything. And dude, it's amazing. I've never had the patience to do that, because I mean he's got big old pressure cookers that he uses, and I mean he's got 3 of them in his garage that he'll just for days. I'm like, I don't have the patience. Either
Yeah.
that or I'd forget about it, kind of like, and next thing I know I'd come back and it would be completely ruined.
Yep.
Yeah. But no, good. So did you watch any fireworks, or did you get to enjoy anything like that? Do your neighbors set it off and you get to watch one close to home, or what do you?
No, I was pretty exhausted by the end of the day. There was a good 2 or 3 hours where while I was here, and I was just swamped. You called and I said, I'm swamped right now. I don't have time to chat. And I was just like 3 or 4 things going on at once. So I got home and I was pretty exhausted. My wife made me a really strong mixed drink with Screwball.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely delicious. I'm going to have another one tonight. And so I just got tired, looked at my phone, watched an episode, and absolutely passed out. So I didn't see any fireworks. And I mean, I saw them a bunch as a kid, so I'm not really missing out. My daughter's 1.5 years, so she doesn't know. She went to bed. My wife went to bed.
Out like lights.
Yeah, it was just a normal day.
Yeah, it was like near my house. You could see them like all around, just surrounded me. You could hear them forever. One of my neighbors, I want to say across the highway, decided to take it like real this year. And we have across the street, there's a facility that has its own like huge grass areas where they can play soccer and stuff like that. And I'm not going to name who they are, but fantastic group of guys. I've been to their facility before. Fantastic guys. And I don't know if it was something that it was one of them or someone rented it out. But I mean, it was like its own show. It was really cool, but at the same time, at 9 o'clock at night, I'm like, okay, it's time to wind down and go to bed, get ready for tomorrow, and I was like, okay, we're 10:30, guys. Come on, guys, it's 11 o'clock. I'm like, really?
Yep. Oh, you thought you were sleeping tonight?
So it was really cool to watch. I was able to open one of my curtains and see it from my other room and everything that way. But it was just, by the time it hit for like 11 o'clock for me, I was like, okay, I'm over this. It's time to go to bed. But you guys in chat, let us know how your 4th was. If you got to watch it with family, if you had to work, thank you so much for working. We appreciate it. I know a lot of our sites decided to let everybody go home early, which is fantastic. We love it when our clients do that and give everybody time to spend with their family and stuff. For those of you who didn't get that, I thank you for working. That, again, keeps us able to do stuff like this and somewhat be entertaining or annoying, or whatever you want to classify it as. But thank you so much for working. For those of you who were working on patrol, thank you, because you guys are in the thick of it when that stuff goes on. So,
oh yeah, a lot of my guys were called last minute. Hey, we got a new contract. Surprise, surprise! Another fireworks stand.
And I'll bet you none of them were surprised.
No, none of them. Almost all of them said no. I was like, yeah, I've got plans. I went, yeah, that's fair. Still got to find coverage though. So I woke people up. I called them. Was like, hey, it's probably going to rain tonight. Fireworks should be canceled anyway. Just trying to work any angle I could. And I've got guys nice enough to like, yeah, all right, I'll go there. And I get, all right, it's holiday pay. It's time and a half. You're going to make $270 for an 8-hour shift. And they go,
oh, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, then I'll take it. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought.
That's how it always works. It's funny. I don't know how many holidays I've been a supervisor, but for this company and then for the job I had before this, I was a supervisor for a majority of the holidays I've ever been around for the companies. And in the last company I worked for, as a gift, I would always work all the holidays that we knew were slow. Nobody ever came in, or it was 3 people a day, me and the manager, because we were salary. We didn't count against the metrics,
Yep.
Whether we were there or not, our paychecks came out of the store, so it didn't matter. And so we would always give all of our hourly crew those days off because we only needed the 2 people. It only needed to be me and him. And so we would give everybody every holiday we could off. And it was always just a really nice thing to do. And then I got here, and now I work on holidays. I'm usually plugged in from home like I was yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not... It's kind of similar to the same because I can still take a lot off everybody's plate. But at the same time, it's harder nowadays to go to go relieve somebody and stand at a post to give them that time. One, because I went from a place where we had 6 people and realistically on holiday you only needed 2, so you could give the other 4 off. Versus here, we've still got
there's still 200 of you
there's
out in the
there's
field.
Still 140 people out in the field working, and it's not like I can be like, all right, I'm going to go replace 140 people. I'm not, we haven't no one's perfected cloning
yet.
Yeah. We don't need any more of me.
No, we don't. The world's better off with one.
LJ, happy 5th, happy 4th. Did you enjoy your 4th? Almost lost a finger. Hey, no, we don't do that. I will say one thing I watched, one thing that set me up on that, my stepdad made me watch a video when I was a kid about the dangers of the 4th of July, coming from living in the country, which is hilarious to think considering some of the stuff we used to do.
Yep.
He made me watch a safety video on fireworks. And
They can get pretty dangerous.
Oh, dude, he used to, before there was a bunch of restrictions and everything, they're M80s, but they're quarter sticks of dynamite. Like, we used to light those off all the time and light it in your hand and you throw it. Yeah. And I think it was 2 or 3 years after doing that, lighting it and throwing it, he made me watch this safety video, and I watched one of those go wrong. Oh boy. You want to talk about life-changing. I was like, okay, we're not doing that anymore.
The most that I have done with reckless fireworks was holding a Roman candle. Instead of, because I think what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to
plant it in the ground.
Yeah, I hold a Roman candle and let it shoot off.
Yeah,
that's the most I've done.
I've seen one of those explode too.
Yeah, so have I.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I have no intention of losing a hand.
I was working at a truck stop a long time ago, and doesn't matter what we did, but we were there for fourth one year, and this was in Albuquerque. And one of the truck drivers thought it would be real funny to mount fireworks to the top of his trailer and drive through town.
Genius.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, and I'll tell you that he did it was a really good job. He put a lot of thought into it because he had like 5 mortars on the trailer like this, and then he had a ton, and I mean a ton of Roman candles, all taped, or I don't know how he mounted them, but they were all mounted to the back of his truck, and he pulled out of the lot, and I saw him driving out, and I was like, what is on the top of his truck? And I guess he had all the fuses ran to the cab or whatever, but as he's driving and he's hitting the highway, you just chunk. And I was like, there's no way this man mounted fireworks. Chunk.
There's every way.
And sure enough, he got pulled over by the DOT.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
By the time they got him, all you see is a bunch of Roman candles coming off the top of his truck. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I can picture it perfectly.
But it was just one of those, as I see him leaving, because I saw that he had 4 tubes up at the front like that, and then he had 2 tubes behind it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the heck is that? And then you just see a bunch of Roman, like, are those fireworks? And it's just, as soon as he hit the highway, chunk. No. I was like, oh, really? And you just see DOT. Oh, they're going to get him.
Oh, 100%. He's not
I don't know the ticket he got or what the consequences were, but he made a fantastic show.
I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised if there wasn't any kind of jail time.
I'm almost positive his truck was towed. I don't know for sure because by the time I left work the next morning, the truck was gone. So I don't know if it got towed, he went to jail or whatever it was, but it was hilarious. Loved it. He never did it again though.
I wonder why.
He's not in our city. He might have gone to another city and done it, but he didn't do it there.
Another rural town.
Albuquerque's not rural.
I thought you said you were in a real small town.
Not for that. That was Albuquerque.
Oh.
Yeah.
This wasn't while you were growing up?
No, this was, I don't know, 2nd year into college.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was 19, maybe 20.
In Albuquerque?
Yeah.
That's some hick stuff that I would expect from a real small town.
I'll tell you what, I would have expected it more from my hometown than I would have anywhere else. Like if that would have been my hometown, I'd have been like, oh yeah, 100%.
It's Tuesday already?
Dude. Because we had guys that used to do that in our hometown. They'd mount the fireworks that cities use, the 4-inch, 5-inch, and 6-inch shells. They'd mount those in the beds of their truck. And they'd drive their truck over somewhere and they'd launch a shell and then leave. And they'd get somewhere else on the other side of town and launch another one and then go somewhere else.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like a great way to end up in jail. But
nobody ever got caught.
That's surprising. That is with how well I don't know. I they're cracking down a lot harder these days.
Oh yeah, I mean
a lot harder.
See, back when that was happening, when that was going on, when I was a kid, we would do stuff you're not supposed to do in the middle of town because where my hometown, we didn't have cops. We had sheriffs.
Yeah,
and they were managing an entire count, like I think it was 3 sheriffs for the 2 counties that we were in, maybe 4. We had a little department they could sit out if they wanted to, but they were never there ever. Right. If you ever saw the sheriff running through, you're like, somebody got called. Somebody called him because they didn't care. There was so much room that they had to police. They weren't in our small town. You'd see them passing through from time to time, but if you ever saw them with their lights on, it wasn't they were just swinging by and somebody was speeding. Like somebody called them for a reason. Yeah, and that was it. But it was always real funny to see them because you'd be like, "Ooh, who'd they get?" You know,
which house they going to?
There was a place called Parkwood in my hometown. If you ever saw them there, you're like, "Oh yeah, someone's going to jail."
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they never stopped for anything like that. They didn't care. It was just there was too much for them to do.
Yeah,
too much room.
Reasonable. Yeah. Too many people. Certainly too many people to keep track of.
Oh yeah. I say that knowing the fact that one of them tried to pull me over as a kid and I decided not to, and he met me at home.
That's perfect.
And like I said, I'm not proud of it, but it was one of those ones. It was like I'm gonna get away, and because we live in the country, I was like, I'm just gonna go off road. Thought I was smart enough, only one who drives a truck anything like mine. It stands out.
Genius.
Yeah.
Stroke of genius.
Oh, absolutely.
Emphasis on stroke.
Yeah. Pulled into the driveway, thought I got away. And next thing I know, the garage opens up. There he is. He's just like,
Hey.
yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that didn't work. My stepdad walks out on the porch and it's just like, are you really? Can we talk about it out here?
What did you end up with?
Huh?
What did you end up with?
A ticket and I wound up like a $300 ticket and I had to take a driver's course.
It could have gotten you a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Evading
Oh yeah.
police.
Like I said, small town.
Yeah.
He was just. It was one of those ones. Like, it was like, really.
Really, Josh?
I know where you live.
We were 3 blocks away.
We were.
Stroke.
Yeah.
Stroke.
It was funny because it was legit. The lights came on and I was just like, I panicked a little bit, and then I just took off onto the side of the road. Took up. There was no fence, no nothing. It was just open field, and so I just took off into the field. And he was in a Crown Vic. I was like, he's not gonna follow me. And he was just like, lights went off, and I was like, yeah,
I got away. He'll never find me.
Garage door opens, and he's just legit sitting on his hood as the garage door goes up, and I'm just like, yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
There's my life over.
Beatty says he's got a ticket for being a certified BA.
Oh, yeah. He likes to say that a lot. It gets less cool the more you say it, Beatty.
It was never cool in the first place.
When I first heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah, just like that. It's not cool.
Oh, yeah, nice.
What about you? You got anything like that? Anything? Because are you from Kansas City or did you move here?
I grew up in Olathe, and then I moved up to Wisconsin. Not a whole lot in Wisconsin. The most I've done was 4-wheeling in the middle of winter and going into somebody else's field and absolutely tearing it up. Just going as fast as I could, slam the brakes,
slide.
Just start drifting all over their field. That's the most I've ever done.
No, never done it. Well, I had a friend with a 4-wheeler growing up, but never did anything like that. I did have as a kid, one of my dad's friends up in where my dad lived had a little mini bike. Mm-hmm. My mom hated that thing. Absolutely hated that thing. She'd get photos of me on that thing and just ripping up and down the street, no helmet. Because, again, nobody cared.
Yep.
As long as you didn't hit the ground, they were like, he's fine. Rub a little dirt in it, you'd be all right. But there was one year I got it, and my mom lost her mind over it. He's not allowed to ride that anymore. I don't want to see anything on that. My dad's like, okay, we're just not going to take pictures anymore, but anything stupid.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's similar to how my parenting was. Is my dad would be the one to just like, yeah, go do it. Mom said no, but if you're gonna go do it, you just don't get hurt.
Yeah.
And my mom would see it and she'd freak out. And my dad's like, I told you not to.
That was always the deal, though. You know,
it's like, hey, I'm gonna throw you under the bus, but
I'm gonna let you do it.
I'm gonna let you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the approach I'm gonna take with my kids.
Well, see, and that's the thing is like that's what happened with me. My stepdad made his own go-kart one year, and no seatbelts, no safety precautions, just a metal frame with an old metal chair that was welded together with a lawnmower engine that should not have been on that thing because it was way too overpowered. And I don't know if you've ever heard of a suicide shifter.
Nope.
No. So on like a motorcycle, a suicide shifter is down here. Mm-hmm. So you have to physically let go of everything and shift it. And then,
hence the name.
Yeah. And then this one was up here behind you. So you had to let go of everything. And then your clutch was down on the left, like it's supposed to be. But you had to shift up here. I was going way too fast in a way too short of a time frame. Went to shift gears. And we had I don't know, it's probably a 1.5 foot tall well pipe for a water well sticking up out of the yard.
Yeah.
I looked back to look at the gears to shift. Wasn't paying attention. Bang! Hit that thing at like 35 miles an hour. It was horrible.
The more stories I hear from your childhood, the more I'm impressed you're alive.
I mean,
the more I hear, I go, "Wow!"
If you're not,
you're lucky.
What is it? What is that old saying? If you're not going to be smart, you got to be tough.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Prime example right here.
Might as well be.
If you're not going to be smart, you got to be tough. I learned to take a beating.
You're not going to make it very far if you're if you're doing the things
if you're not going to be smart, man, you got to be able to take it. So but I mean, is this, what is this? Is this just like a country thing? And am I the only one that has experiences like this? You don't have anything like that?
No, not
Anybody
really.
in chat, or am I alone in this one? Like, don't make me feel bad here, but
No, I've been a good kid. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was a horrible kid attitude wise, but in behavior, I was a pretty good kid my entire life. Didn't get into a whole lot of physical trouble. Just I would say something to a neighbor or say something to a teacher.
so similar to what you do now.
Exactly what I do now. I told Roses a couple weeks ago, or no, I told Kavist a couple weeks ago. Told him that I was the class clown in high school.
I never would have guessed that.
No.
Never would have guessed that. Like in
Not
any
in a million
stretch. No,
years,
not
you
in
know.
any stretch of the means would I have guessed that
Doesn't fit my personality
No.
whatsoever. I don't get called Little Roses for nothing.
That's mini Roses right here. Yeah, I never would have seen you as a class clown.
No, definitely not.
This guy, class clown.
Yeah.
Please.
Scholar over here.
Let's see. Joe says we had homemade bike ramps. Fastest way to break an arm. You know what's funny is we had a little dirt bike track, middle of the desert. What are you gonna do? We had a little dirt bike track out there, and I can't tell you how many kids would go ride their dirt bikes and think they know what they're doing and come back with a broken foot, a broken ankle, or something like that. And I looked at my mom one year and I was like, I'm going to do that. She goes, no, you're not. That's not going to
I'm
happen.
going to stop that right now.
That's just not going to happen. She goes, you ride. She goes, you already do enough. You ride bulls. You do stupid things. You're not riding a motorcycle, like a dirt bike. And I got to the point where I got my license and then I got my motorcycle's license. And I was like, I'm going to ride a motorcycle. And she's just looking at me like, we'll see how this turns out.
Yeah.
Still here.
I think the most dangerous hobby that I picked up was I got into parkour as like a teenager, and it wasn't like I was like running around the playground. Like I would climb up on top of buildings or schools, and I would run and I would jump off of the roof of the school and I'd do the little parkour roll.
Please tell me you yelled parkour.
Oh, absolutely! And occasionally, if I was doing something really cool, I would yell hardcore parkour.
I'm so disappointed in you. You know what's funny? I could see you being that guy.
Yeah. No, I was and am a nerd.
Yeah. I could totally see you being the guy that would be like, oh, look at Roberts. Look at him go. Parkour.
Parkour. And just hit the ground.
So here's the question. How many times did you do that and then like stand up and be like, oh, that was a mistake?
Rarely.
Really?
Yeah. If you roll right, the force of the impact is distributed and it's
No, I'm never that lucky. I tried doing the parkour stuff as I don't know, mid-teen, 19, 20, something like that. Mm-hmm. Didn't roll right, I guess, and stood up, and I was like, oh, that's going to be tender.
tender.
Like well, the movie Hellboy, I'm going to feel that in the morning.
Yep.
It's just like that. I was like, oh, why does that hurt?
Nah, it's more these days. I'm only 24, but I swear there are days where I will I'll wake up and it's like, man, I must have slept wrong because I can't. Oh, joints. It's like,
Oh, dude,
when did this start?
Oh yeah, someone told me when you get past, it was like 25, you start like rolling over, and you'll be like, oh, what happened to my knee? I didn't do anything, I get that now. Roll up, I'll sit up out of bed and be like, oh, my back. I'm like, I'm not even that old. What's going on here?
Yep. It's starting to hit me. I don't know if it's just the lack of sleep. I've been fairly sleep deprived.
Sleep is for the rich, dead, and the retired.
As soon as I became a lieutenant, my sleep just dropped off the face of the earth.
Joe wants you to change your message on your signature to parkour.
Parkour.
That would be hilarious.
Certified parkour artist.
Hardcore parkour.
Hardcore parkour. I'm sure the
That's
clients
good,
will
Joe.
love it.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
We can trust this guy.
Roses would be delighted to see that.
Oh, fantastic. It's just simply not true.
Oh man. But yeah, so you guys in the comments, tell us how your fourth was. I got a couple of them in there, but we got more. Joe said he almost lost a finger, but that's all I really see. Taped a bunch of sparklers together and then pain. Yeah, well, yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that, Joe. That's dangerous.
I know. Beatty invited us over. We were too tired, and my daughter was
Rude.
My daughter's bedtime is 1900, and he wanted us over there at 1800. And I was like, yeah, it's not gonna work. I've got in-laws in town. But I know he was setting off fireworks at his house, and I think he had a couple of either friends or relatives over. And he had steaks as well. His turned out better than mine.
Anybody's steak would turn out better than yours.
You're not wrong.
Brian, I also see you like your steaks medium well. Brian Cersei, not Brian Potter. Potter, if you're in there, tell me how you like your steaks. I want to know. I got to know. Joe, you too. I see you in there. Beatty, I saw you commenting earlier. Tell me how you like your steaks. I got to know. This is useful and valid information for me.
Mm-hmm. If we ever have a company barbecue, we're going to need this kind of information. So,
well, company barbecues, we do hot dogs. It's so much easier to get so much food out to everybody with a hot dog.
It's also much cheaper.
Well, it's not that. I spend a lot of money on Thanksgiving. It's not that.
Touche.
It's not about that. It's what can we do that's not time consuming. That's going to take 15 minutes, and then get everybody out their stuff.
I'm not a big hot dog person. I don't
Really?
know if it's because I grew up or I spent my adolescence in Wisconsin, but it's got to be abroad.
Medium. Brian says medium rare. Anything else is a grave sin.
Thank you, Brian.
No, it's got to be rare.
Thank you, Brian.
Rare. You got to eat.
You are now cool in my book.
That's what it took.
Mm-hmm. That's all it takes.
So, we got one. There you go, Joe. I'm with you. Trevon, welcome. You're late to the party, Trevon. You got to tell us how your fourth was, and you got to tell me how you like your steaks cooked. Joe likes it rare like me. Joe's cool.
I think Williams is a medium kind of guy.
A medium?
A medium.
Medium rare or medium well?
I think he teeters the line.
Teeter's line.
Yeah.
Trevon, we're waiting for your answer. We're all waiting for it here.
Bated breath. Bated breath.
I'm not going to breathe until you say it. No, I'm kidding. I can't do that. I'd pop a blood vessel.
15 seconds, your face will be blue.
But you got to tell us. But no, so kind of a boring fourth for you.
Yeah.
It's the life of a parent, though.
True.
See, I did most of my work, and then I think I finished around 3:30, something like that, is when we were done. And then I went to a friend's house. It was me and 4 friends. We just watched a couple of movies, watched a couple of good movies. One I hadn't seen before called Memory. If you haven't seen Memory, it's a really good movie. I recommend it. It's got Liam Neeson in it. It's about a hitman losing his memory. It's actually really good, dude.
Duly noted.
And we had fajitas.
Oh,
Cooked on a Blackstone.
love a good fajita.
By the way, they weren't burnt. Just saying.
Oh, they weren't?
No.
Oh, you didn't get a call about a crisis that really wasn't a crisis?
No, I get those every day.
That's fair. I guess I'm not
Usually from you.
What? Excuse me. I handle my book of business just fine.
Sure, we're on that. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the vote of confidence. I thought I was doing a fine job, but hey, what do I know?
You're all right. I mean, you're doing good.
Yeah.
You're fine. You know, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Yeah, you're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you, Captain Coop.
Trevon says he's a straight medium guy.
Hey, called it.
You said on the line he's a straight medium. I guess that is on the line, isn't it?
Yeah. It's on the line between medium rare and medium well.
Yeah.
It's a very thin line.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're not going to convince me that rare isn't the way to go. It's the best way to eat it. You get all the best flavor out of it. No steak. Hold on. Do you do steak sauce?
No. If I cook it medium rare and I cook it the way
if you
I
don't
like
burn it,
if I don't burn it, no, I don't have steak sauce. I don't use barbecue sauce. I don't sully my steak. If it's medium well like I did yesterday and I completely screwed it up, yeah, I'm gonna throw some barbecue sauce and dip it in.
Barbecue sauce?
Whatever I have.
Oh, okay. was going to say that's a little pushing it a little bit for much.
We don't have A1.
Yeah, I don't like A1. There's other steak sauces out there that I think are a little bit better. But I don't eat steak sauce. I used to a long time ago, but once I started having, that was when I had my steaks medium rare, medium well, medium. I had steak sauce with it, but when I started eating them rare, dude, steak sauce was gone out the window. You don't need it anymore.
Do you season?
I do. I use onion powder and garlic powder and a little bit of pepper. That's it.
Do you grill it or do you pan sear it?
So as of right now, I pan sear because I can't have a grill where I live. I wish I could.
Fair. Yeah.
But if I have the option for grilling, I grill it every time. I will say I'm getting ready to order and I don't know if it's going to be the same, but it's a similar to like a Blackstone that goes on your stove, but it's a grill. And so it's hopefully it won't taste the same because it's not charcoal, but I'm hoping it gives me something similar to it.
I don't have a charcoal. I've got a pellet grill.
Ooh, those are good.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It is clean. It is quick.
Joe, I agree with you 100%. He says the blood left over is the sauce. That's perfect.
Yeah. Psychopath.
Sociopath.
Same difference.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah. One leads to the other.
No, it doesn't.
One leads to the other.
No. No.
I've watched enough Criminal Minds. Thank you. Thank you. I've watched enough Criminal Minds.
You can't believe that those shows. You can't. They're not right. They do all kinds of things wrong. I stopped watching them because of, dude, I hate watching shows with guns in it now.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Oh, I guarantee it.
It was before I became an instructor, but once I became an instructor and I started learning more and I started doing more and I started understanding a little bit more, I'll watch a show with guns in it now. And I'm just like, that's not how they function.
How many rounds was that?
I was doing it last night. We were watching one, and they had an AR, and they just and in my head, I'm counting.
Yep.
And I'm like, you're out of ammo. You were out of ammo, and you did not do a mag change. Click, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry. That was 40 rounds ago.
I didn't realize you had a drum in there. My bad.
Looks like a standard 30 to me, my guy. I'm sorry. You do not have a 60 in it. I promise. The only one that I've found in a long time that does it really well, and it's because they did a ton of research beforehand, but it was John Wick.
Yeah.
They actually round count everything in there. Every gun's round counted, every mag change, everything. And the funny thing is, if you actually go back and watch some of the documentaries and stuff that they do, or like the director's cuts and stuff, they actually go through and they show some of his training that he does.
Yeah.
Dude, he does some intense training for those roles. Just the amount.
Keanu Reeves is probably one of my favorite actors because he puts his heart and soul into his roles. And I think I've watched the first John Wick 3 or 4 times, but I regularly go back, watch clips or rewatch some of the movies. I think they're up to 4 now. It's so good. So I think there's another one coming out soon. I haven't seen any clips, but I know it's going to be good.
Are they coming out with what is that, on 5 now?
I think they're working on 5.
Yeah, but
I think the last one was Parabellum or something like that.
Yeah. I don't. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry. I'm probably going to throw a spoiler out there, but I don't think so. I don't think this is. But don't they lead to like he's dead? Like it's John Wick. He's not dead. I understand that. But like at the ending, they have like the whole funeral and like you don't see him buried or anything.
No, I do vaguely remember that. No, maybe they did end it. Well, now it's going to bother me until I look it up on Google.
You're going to go watch it now.
Yeah.
All right. Trevon's got a good question here, and Trevon's got a really good question here, and I agree with him. What cut of steak? Because that's super important.
I'm not too picky. I like a good T-bone, and I really like my New York strip. But I'm not too picky.
I'll tell you. So on a day-to-day basis, so if it's something I'm going to eat 2 or 3 times a week, which I love, it's the New York strip, 100%. If I'm treating myself, T-bone, because you get the 2 cuts on there.
Yeah, I'm not too picky. If it's some good red meat and it's cooked well, not temperature wise, but cooked correctly, I am not picky. I will have any kind of protein. I don't care. And my wife can attest to that because she'll make something and I say, "Where's the protein?" It's right there. Great, I'll eat it.
It's mixed in there.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. It's like, it's fine as long as there's meat.
As long as there's protein, I'll take it.
Yep.
I'm kind of the same way. I prefer meat and potatoes.
Yep.
That type of protein and starch. That's my go-to end all be all. Like if I could have that 5 days a week.
Yep.
Steak and potatoes.
Happy.
Done and gone. I know that's not realistic. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not for me because I can't cook it the way I want to cook it every day.
Yep.
But as long as my thing is, I don't want a bunch of greens on my plate. I don't like eating a big salad or you got to have a bunch of vegetables. I don't care. Give me the meat. Give me the starch. I'm a happy guy. That's just how I've always been with that. You could leave me with like 2 steaks.
Yep.
Done and over with.
My wife's the kind of woman that will. It's like, oh no, you need a balanced diet, and she'll throw stuff on my plate, and I was like, okay, and I won't eat it, and she'll get upset, or I'll be going down the line because that's kind of how I've always done it as a kid. That's how we do it in my house, is just buffet style, grab what you want.
Yeah.
And I'll go down the line, and there'll be some broccoli, and I'll just completely pass it over. It's like, what do you think you're doing? It's like, not getting broccoli. That's what I'm doing.
As a grown adult.
Excuse me.
As a grown adult, I've made a decision as an adult to not eat that.
Whatever you call that, not for me. It looks like a vegetable, therefore I will not eat it.
I've had exes ask me all the time. They'll ask me, why don't you eat this? I made it. It looks, it's good. That's great. I'm glad you like it. I don't want it. I want this and I want that. That can stay on the plate that sits there and you can have all of it. But I'll eat that. And if you want, I'll eat your portion of that so you can eat more of that if you want. But I don't want that.
I got you. I'll take that one for the team.
That'll absolutely, 100%. I got you.
I'm always here to help. Always here to help.
But other than that, what we'll do is we'll hop off onto the weather real quick. We'll give you guys that. And then we will go from there. I will let you know who our 3 winners from our live pick of our bottles are. And just again, so everybody can see it for those of you who weren't here, this is our Coupe Cup that Brian has so aptly named and got us. And I actually really like these. They're really cool. I look very young in them, which is really nice because I'm not. I did tell him it needs to be a little bit more gray, but the gray's in there.
It's in there. If you get close, you can see it.
So we'll go through our weather real quick, and I'll give you guys our live winners for that. And then remember, we're picking 2 random winners from the comments once the video itself is posted. So share it out to your peeps and let them know that that's there, and they could possibly win themselves a Coupe Cup. So that's always a thing there. But going to the weather, here's what we're looking at for right now, and then for the weekend. We got 82 degrees right now, partly cloudy. Saturday, we're looking at 89 and sunny, so that's going to be your day to mow the grass, 89. Sunday, we're at 84 with some showers in the afternoon. Monday is 83 with showers in the morning.
So much rain recently.
I'm from a desert state. I love the rain.
Oh, I mean, when you're looking out at the water right behind the buildings.
Oh, dude, that was so cool. We'll go over that in a second. Tuesday, we're looking at 88 and mostly sunny. Wednesday, 89, mostly sunny. Thursday, 88, mostly sunny. Friday, 90. And Saturday, 92 with partly cloudy. So we're looking, it's going to be moderate to pretty high temps. So make sure you guys, we're keeping to our stick there, and we're hydrating. Hydration is the day before, not the day of. So keep to that. So we'll go over our live winners real quick. I want to send a congratulations. So everybody, round of applause to our 3 winners. We have Mr. Trevon, Mr. Williams.
Ooh.
You get yourself a nice little Coupe Cup. If Brian has anything to say over these, he's going to make me sign these before you guys get them. So I don't know if that adds any value to you or not, but he's probably going to make me.
Decreases the value.
That's what I told him. But he's probably going to make me sign them. So, and then we have LJ. You got one as well. And then we have Joe has also won one.
I should have hopped on my phone and just commented hi.
He wouldn't have picked you. I would have. If he did, I would have told him no. You
Rude.
can't win. You're here.
Rude.
It's not fair to everybody else. So Trevon, LJ, and Joe, congratulations. You guys are our winners. You guys will get your own Coupe Cups. Remember, we have 2 more winners that we will pick from the comments. Billy says she likes her steak medium, 100%. Ryan agreed. I hope everyone had a good 4th. Can we have a Titan? The hell is that?
I can't read it from here.
Fogo de Chao?
I have no idea.
Joe, you're going to have to explain that one. Unfortunately, I don't know that. Broccoli is considered decoration in my eye from Trevon.
My man.
I love that.
My man.
That's a good comment. I like that one. Billy wants one. Billy, you still have a chance. We're picking 2 comments after the video is posted. You guys can comment on the video once it's posted. You guys still have a chance to get it. And then 400 Kittens puts coffee. I swear, dude, you mainline coffee. You're going to stroke out if you don't stop.
Who was that?
Patton.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Dude.
I worry about you sometimes. How much coffee you drink, dude? It worries me.
I think
it absolutely does.
I think he has an IV behind his desk, and it's just a slow drip. He hides it underneath his sleeve.
Oh, Patton, you got to tell you. I know you have it, don't you? You got to have it. You got to tell me. If you do, we're gonna have to have an intervention. I'm sorry. That's just it's too much. Yeah, it's a nice restaurant that sells steak on a stick. It's a what? It's a nice restaurant that sells steak on a stick.
I think they call that a kebab.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You know what steak I've always wanted to try? Tomahawk.
Or you've never had a tomahawk?
No. I've never had a tomahawk.
Look at the smile on his face when he says that. Look at that.
Tomahawk. It looks so good. It looks so
expensive.
Cool. That's why I haven't had it. I'm cheap.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
dude, it's really good though.
Tomahawk.
They're really good. I'm not gonna lie, they're really good.
I might have to splurge one of these days.
If you do that and you do splurge, you have to go buy your own. Don't go to a restaurant. Go to a butcher.
Yep.
And get your own.
I've got a meat market
There you go.
near my house.
A meat market or like a
Meat market.
the hell's a meat market?
Is
Is it a butcher?
It's a market.
Well, okay,
and
listen,
they,
smart
I
aleck.
think they sell.
I hate you so much.
Meat.
Like, is it like a? Because I go to a butcher when I buy my meat. I go to a butcher. Is a meat market is like? Do they have their own butcher, or is it just like? Are they like a store that just does meat?
I think it's just a small store that just sells high quality meat.
Okay.
Meat market.
Okay. I got a butcher that's like 5 blocks from me, so I just go there. That's
Good
where.
deal.
Yeah, it's better than anywhere else. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some places have decent meat, but
I think we were wrapping this up.
nothing like going to a butcher. Sorry. You got, dude.
We're gonna go to the weather.
Talking about steak, it's steak guns on the 4th of July. Come on, you can't get any more American than that. But yeah, so now that he wants to leave, because that's what this is, he's trying to push me so we can go home. We're gonna let you guys go. Remember, you guys can still win. For those of you who didn't win, for the 3 who did, congratulations. You can still win a Coop Cup when the video posts. Don't forget you can comment on that, and we'll pick 2 random comments from that one to win one of these bad boys as well. So thank you guys so much. Again, we wouldn't be able to do this without you. We appreciate it so much. It really does mean a lot to us because it allows me to continue to come up here and make an idiot of myself and drag Roberts on and Major McFarland and make idiots of them as well.
You don't have to make an idiot of me.
He does it on his own.
On my own.
Absolutely.
My whole life.
So thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. I really can't thank you guys enough for the 5K and for everything. So thank you. But other than that, I've said it once. I'll say it again. Remember hydration. Hydration is key. Hydration is the day before, not the day of. So thank you guys. Enjoy your weekend, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe.
Peace.